Welcome back, everybody. Today, what to do if you've been hurt at work and when it's time to call in a pro. Alex Eichhorn and John Noonan are attorneys with Axis Legal. They are the same team, same passion as Tayback Law. Now they have a new name, and one thing that hasn't changed is everybody's focus on your recovery. Great to see you guys.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us back, Molly.
Okay, let's explain this a little bit, Alex, because you were part of Tayback Law. You've been joining us for years, and you guys are still connected with the attorneys who are part of Tayback. But now you've actually got a separate division. So there's two separate firms now?
Yes, so we're affiliated in that we are hopeful Tayback Law continues to do wonderful things, and they will. They have their passion. Really, Axis Legal spun off the Workers' Compensation Division, so all of our staff, all of our clients, everything came with us, so we're entirely separate. And what that allowed us to do is really focus solely on workers' compensation. So our slogan is centered on your recovery, and really what that means is that our client-centered approach means that our focus is your financial, physical, and mental recovery. So we are entirely separate, so Axis Legal can be reached at a different phone number. But like you said, we have the same passion, same team, just a different location and different name.
Yeah, and you've all worked together in the past and collaborated, and I know that that relationship is important to you. So you do the workers' comp part, and then Tayback now is veterans, disability benefits. They're still doing that, so a separate part entirely.
That's correct. So Axis Legal focuses solely on workers' compensation in the state of Wisconsin. We help people as far as Eau Claire to northern Green Bay to Milwaukee and certainly Waukesha County. So our focus is workers' compensation.
Great. Well, that's awesome, and congratulations to both of you. John, let's talk a little bit about the types of cases that you'll do. So specifically workers' comp, when people are hurt on the job, and I feel like people these days so much are talking about being denied, and I think it's so frustrating for people, and sometimes people just give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we help clients who have been injured in work experiences fight against these denials. So essentially, you would want to get an attorney if your claim is ever denied, and we can help you get those benefits that you're entitled to.
I think a lot of times people don't know the benefits they're entitled to because maybe it happened a while ago, or they wonder if they've documented it by did they tell the right people that their injury was related to work. So what would you say that people need to know as it relates to workers' comp? If you're hurt at work, what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, certainly. The first thing is to report the injury to your employer. Once that's done, to get the medical care that's necessary. And then lastly is to give my office a call. We can be reached. Our staff is ready to take any calls coming in, and it's a risk-free consultation. So when you get on the phone with one of myself, John, one of our attorneys' staff, you're going to get invaluable information how to protect yourself early on. So one of the most difficult things we see is when a client fails to report their injury, fails to get the necessary medical treatment, and then years down the road, they're still suffering with these ailments that should have been filed, and their claim may be denied immediately because work comp says, well, you didn't report the injury immediately. With that being said, we are able to step in, and as long as we can put together a good chronology and talk to the individual and speak with their doctor, we're in a very good position to bring that back into compensability or get them paid.
You know, I think a lot of people wonder, and John, maybe you can talk about this. A lot of people wonder, well, yeah, I've been hurt at work. I've suffered so much. Maybe I've paid a lot of money in medical claims. I can't afford an attorney. What would you say to them?
Well, I think, you know, you need these benefits to get back to the place where you want to be. So, you know, please do reach out and we can help you get these benefits after the fact if there is a denial. So I would not deter anybody from seeking these benefits in any sense because ultimately you need them to get to the point where you want to be.
I bet a lot of people ask you, well, how do you get paid?
And that's a great question, yes. So our services are entirely risk-free. You can call us, we can support you through the entire process. You're never going to cut us a check ever. The only time our firm gets paid is if we get you a settlement that you otherwise would not have received, then we get cut a check directly from work comp, and it's only 20%, which is set by the state. So it's not your standard third fee like in any personal injury claim. So a client will never, ever cut us a check from their own checkbook.
I didn't realize it was the state has a limit on the amount that attorneys receive. I think that's very comforting for people to know. Do you have any success stories, people that you've worked with where they've been able to, take advantage of this benefit that they deserve, but maybe they've been denied?
Yeah, I had the fortune to represent 3 of the largest workers' compensation claims in state history. I represented 3 very grievously injured workers that we were able to recover $5 million in benefits for. And obviously these injuries, at no point would they wish an injury like that happened, because the money's not worth it in the end. However, we're there for it happened, and as such, we want to be there to represent them and to ensure they get everything they can. In that case, we did.
Yeah, good for them that they contacted you. I also wanted to mention really quickly, I appreciate that you mentioned not just the physical aspect of injuries, but the mental health part, because we've had guests on our show even today talking about that, and I'm so glad that people pay attention to that component of being hurt as well.
Yeah, and it's something, we represent a lot of, whether it be males or females, who are the primary breadwinners in their family. And when an injury occurs, whether their wife or husband's at home taking care of their kids, you can imagine how devastating that is. The primary breadwinner is now not earning income, and we need to be there to help these people out. So I've represented family members and very good friends in these situations. So we show a lot of empathy, and that's really why our goal is to be centered on our clients' recovery.
I appreciate it. Thanks you guys so much for being here. Congratulations on your new firm, which is exciting. We're going to share some information now because Access Legal offers free consultations for any Wisconsin worker who is hurt on the job. No strings attached. Here's the number to call. It's 414-414-4814. Or for more information, you can visit theaccesslegal.com.